Hey there, welcome to What's Your Take? Let's get started on the NFL recap of Week 2. But to start Week 3, we got the Panthers 2-0 versus the Texans that are 1-1. Davis Mills for the Texans, rookie for the Texans, will start making his first start tonight. Starting quarterback for the Texans, Tyrod Taylor is out with a hamstring. Tyrod Taylor went 10 for 11 last week for 125 yards and a touchdown. But Davis also played. He went 8 for 18, 102 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Now, the Texans are going to have their hands full with the Panthers. The Panthers have been playing well. They beat the Saints pretty good, 26-7 last week. Sam Darnold went 26 for 38 for 305 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception against the Saints. Luke McCaffrey had 24 carries for 72 yards and a touchdown. The Panthers are looking good. They look like a playoff team this year. I got them maybe as a wild card team if they can come out of their division. Otherwise, if they miss the playoffs, I think they'll barely miss it. I don't think they're a great team, but they're a good average team, I think. And I predict the score will be 35-14 Panthers tonight. Now, games from last week, the Cowboys beat the Chargers 20-17. The Cowboys kicked a game-winning field goal as time expired to win the game. It was a good game for both quarterbacks. Thought they would have had more touchdowns, maybe. Dak Prescott did not throw for any touchdowns, had 1 interception, but he went 23 for 37 for 237 yards. Justin Herbert went 31 for 41, 338 yards, 1 interception, and 1 touchdown. Now, the Cowboys usually it's true what they say on SportsCenter and Fox that the Cowboys are going to have to outscore everyone because their defense isn't that great. They're just going to have to, win games like 42-35 or something like that. But in this case, the defense did show up. The leading tacklers for the Dallas Cowboys was Jalen Smith with 9 tackles. 6 of them were solo tackles. Leighton Vander Esch had 7 tackles, 4 solo, 4 assist tackles. 4 of them were solo tackles, 4 of them were assist tackles, and 2 tackles for a loss. The big thing is Dallas won in the turnovers. Dallas forced 2 turnovers, and the Chargers only forced 1 turnover. So, good day for the Dallas Cowboys defense to help them pull out this win against the Chargers. Now, the game that I watched and was mostly upset about was the Vikings game. Great game, though. Back and forth. It really looked, the start of the game, like usual, the Vikings were taking control. They were coming out there hot. But, unfortunately, they did not pull it off. Kirk Cousins went 22 for 32, 344 yards, 3 touchdowns. Dalvin Cook had 131 yards but did not score. Adam Thielen had 6 receiving yards for 39 yards and a touchdown. Justin Jefferson, 6 receiving yards for 65 yards and a touchdown. And then the leading receiver for the Vikings was KJ Osborne, 5 receiving yards, 91. 5 receptions, 91 yards and 1 touchdown. And the defense played good. Eric Kendricks, the best linebacker on the team, had 11 tackles, 9 of them were solo. Harrison Smith, the strong safety, had 9 tackles, 8 of them were solo. And Nick Vigil, linebacker for the Vikings, had 8 tackles, 4 of them solo, 4 of them assists, and 1, that pick 6, that 1 interception that he returned all the way for the touchdown was great. So it really looked like, yeah, we're going to win. But the other team had Kyler Murray. And I'm sorry. I know he got a great defense. Your offense has got good wide receivers, but sometimes when the quarterback is better on the other team, they're just going to win. And Kyler Murray's a better quarterback than Kirk Cousins because he can do more. He went 29 for 36 for 400 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, had 2 interceptions, rushed for 31 yards, and had a touchdown. And he was just on fire. I mean, these first 2 weeks, he's looking like an MVP candidate, man. So, let's hope he can hold that up for most of the season because we know he's kind of injury prone because he's small. But he did play baseball. He had an opportunity to go play pro baseball, so he knows how to slide. So if he can just stay healthy, watch out. Kyler Murray could be top 3 or 5 candidates for MVP. Also for the Cardinals, Rondale Moore had 7 receptions for 114 yards and a touchdown. And then Baker and Thompson led the defense with 8 tackles. And the Vikings, honestly, at the end, I thought they had it. They had the drive going. All they had to do was make a 58-yard field goal. And they missed it. Greg Joseph missed the 58-yard field goal, and the Vikings lose in another close one. So the Vikings are really going to have to figure it out. I think Mike Zimmer, his job is on the line here because the Vikings, they look like they got a good team, and my thing with the Vikings is they can put up the numbers, but can they get the W? So hopefully they can figure it out here quick because starting off 0-2, that can turn your season really downhill and quickly because there's only 17 games and they got 2 down and 15 more to go. So we'll just have to see what happens. In the other games, Raiders beat the Steelers 26-17. Derek Carr is looking like an MVP. Man, he's also up there with Kyle Maury. He went 28 for 37 for 382 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Ben Roethlisberger, he's looking old. Looks like he should be in the retirement home for NFL players. He went 27 for 40, only 195 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. I don't know what the Steelers are going to do. You want to stick with Ben Roethlisberger, or you want to try Haskins at quarterback, or I don't know, any other backups, or I don't think the Steelers have a plan. They could call Cam Newton up and try to get him to come in, but I don't know if he fits their offense or not, of what Mike Tomlin wants to do, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Raiders, though, are looking good, but honestly, let's be truthful here, people. They always look good at the beginning of the season, first 8 weeks. The question is, can they finish strong in the last 8 weeks of the season, or I guess 9, or whatever, because they play 17. So can they finish strong once November ends? Because September and October, they look good. But towards the end of October, getting into November, they struggle. So can Derek Carr and the Las Vegas Raiders keep it up? We'll have to wait and see. The big game, Sunday night game, Chiefs and Ravens. Man, that game lived up to the hype. 35-36 Ravens. Patrick Mahomes went 24 for 41, 340 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, did have an interception. Lamar Jackson went 18 for 39, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, but he carried the ball 16 times for 107 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's probably the fastest quarterback in the league. You haven't seen a quarterback like him since Michael Vick. So, he's like quarterback / running back there. He can just do it all, pass and run. And honestly, I thought that's what really hurt the Chiefs' defense was you had to have that Mike linebacker, that spy linebacker on Lamar Jackson to keep him from running, and that obviously didn't work because he ran for over 100 yards. And he's the quarterback. So, Travis Kelce for the Chiefs, he led them with receiving, had 109 yards receiving and a touchdown. And then Marquise Brown for the Ravens had 6 receiving yards for 113 yards and a touchdown. Tyreek Hill, he didn't do much, man. The Ravens had a great defensive plan, had like 4 or 5 guys on him, always double, triple teaming him. I think he only had like 3 receptions for like 14 yards. That's crazy. If you want to beat the Chiefs, that's what you got to do. You got to take Tyreek Hill out of the game plan, and that's what the Ravens defense did. Now let's talk about both teams' defenses here for a second. Both these teams are known for offense. The Ravens are kind of known for defense, especially back when Ray Lewis played for them and everything. But the Chiefs, the Baltimore gave up 405 yards to the Chiefs offense, but the Chiefs gave up 481 yards to the Ravens offense, and the Chiefs defense is better than what it used to be. The year they lost to the Patriots and Tom Brady in the championship round, that defense was pretty terrible. But then every year they got better, but they've never been their strong suits, so the defense has got to get it going. Another shocker is that Kansas City only had a total of 10 drives, and Baltimore only had a total of 11 drives. So I thought that was kind of shocking to me to see that I thought they would be like, one team maybe had 20 total drives, another team had 25 or 30 drives, but yeah, just really kind of wasting time off the clock and getting the ball moving for both teams here. And the key play that everybody wants to talk about is Clyde Edwards, running back for the Chiefs, who had 13 carries and 46 yards, fumbled at the end of the game when Mahomes had the ball, could have gone in to win the game for the Chiefs. But honestly, probably the key play was on that final drive. Then the Ravens got the ball back. It was like 4th and 1 or something. And Lamar Jackson ran it for the first down, and they had the game. So, yeah, the Chiefs got to look at their defense, figure out what they need to do. Next time they play the Ravens, I don't know, have 2 spy linebackers on Lamar Jackson, something, just so he can't run, man. But all in all, the game lived up to the hype. Look out for these teams throughout the year. Definitely both top teams in the league. Definitely both are top 5, top 10 quarterbacks this year. So the question is, can the Ravens do it again? Can they beat the Chiefs more than once this season? Or in the playoffs when it really matters? So Chiefs still rebound back from this. Play the Chargers this coming week. So that should be a good game. Mahomes and Justin Herbert. Think back, Justin Herbert made his first start in the NFL against the Chiefs and almost beat them. So should be a pretty good game. And the Ravens, they play... Who do they play this week? They play... Ravens play the Lions this week. So I think the Ravens, if they can beat the Chiefs, they definitely can beat the Lions. But it's the NFL. We see upsets all the time. So we'll just see what happens. Alright, so let's get to your leaders, your stat leaders of the week for passing. Derek Carr led the week with 817 yards. He's leading NFL in passing for 817 yards. Kyler Murray, 689 yards passing. Patrick Mahomes, 680 yards passing. Justin Herbert, 675 yards passing. And Tom Brady for 655 yards passing. The rushing leaders, Derrick Henry, 240 yards. Joe Mixon, Cincinnati, 196. Lamar Jackson, 193. Dalvin Cook, 192. And Nick Chubb, 178. Receiving leaders, Deebo Samuel for San Francisco, 282. Tyler Lockett for Seattle, 278. Cooper Kupp for Los Angeles Rams, 271. Tyreek Hill, 211. And Brandon Cooks for Houston, 210 yards. Defensive leaders, tackles. Bobby Wagner for Seattle has 33 total tackles. Eric Kendricks for Minnesota has 26. Denzel Perryman for Las Vegas has 22. Blake Martinez for New York Giants has 21. And Raquan Smith for Chicago has 20. Then for sacks, you got Chandler Jones for Arizona has 5 tackles. Daniel Hunter for Minnesota has 4 tackles. For sacks. So Chandler Jones has 5 sacks. Daniel Hunter has 4 sacks. Von Miller has 3 sacks. He's averaging 3 sacks a game. Harrison Reddick for Carolina, averaging 3 sacks. And TJ Watt at 3 sacks. Interceptions. Tyrann Mathieu for Kansas City has 2 interceptions. J.C. Jackson for New England has 2 interceptions. Mike Edwards for Tampa Bay has 2 interceptions. Justin Reed for Houston has 2 interceptions. And Trevion Diggs has 2 interceptions for Dallas. So those are your stat leaders this week. And games to look forward for next week. We got, like I said, Chiefs playing the Chargers this coming Sunday. Vikings play Seattle. So that should be a game. Vikings defense going to have to contain Russell Wilson, going from Kyler Murray to another running quarterback, Russell Wilson. The Browns play the Bears, and that game is big because Justin Fields will make his first start. So watch that game. Is Justin Fields the future for the Chicago Bears? Yes, I think so, and I think a lot of people think so. And we'll have to see how he does in his first start. The Cleveland Browns are not a laughingstock anymore, people. They're a legit team now. Another big game. Saints play the Patriots. Should be a good game. Saints, Saints got a good offense, and Patriots strong suit is their defense. So let's see how that goes. And let's see. Oh, here is a huge game. Rams play the Buccaneers. So I think some of the top two teams in the NFL. I think both these teams could be in the top 5 for the teams to make the Super Bowl this year. So that will be a game to watch for sure. Tom Brady and Matthew Stafford going up against it. Then the Monday night game, you got a good one. Cowboys and Eagles, a division game. So tune in and watch that. My recommendation, like I said last week, is tune in to ESPN2 and watch Peyton and Eli talk about the game. I think that is such a great thing that ESPN is doing on Monday Night Football, is Peyton and Eli just randomly talking, 2 brothers talking about the NFL. So tune in for that game. Alright, so that's all we got today on What's Your Take? And tune in next week for our NFL edition on week 3.